Very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the first edition of the show for the week. It promises to be exciting. As always, I'm Yemi Adebayo. Let me quickly introduce my partner in the Lagos studio to you. Some cherry news for Team Nigeria today. So, of course, you understand that this is it's going to be a lively show today. We're not going to talk much before we get into it. Kehinde Idris joins me in the Lagos studio. You're very happy like I am. But first, thanks for joining me today.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here on the day where no more doom and gloom.
Yeah.
They're counting countries on the medals table. I don't care how many you have.
We're somewhere there
now.
We're somewhere there. All right. It's time to take a pause and gather our thoughts. When we come back, we'll be in the Olympic segment. All right, welcome back. Let me also bring in Bambo Akoni. It's great to have him on a day like this. The last time we spoke, the way we left each other wasn't so good. And he said probably the next time we're having a conversation, all will be well. So it's good to have him on the show. Good to see you, Bambo. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me on this terrific Tuesday.
All right. Let me just allow you be the first to say something. Ese Brume, you've always talked about her. You've always been confident about her abilities, and it may surprise a few, but I'm very sure what she did didn't surprise you. Were you expecting more than bronze, or the performance was okay for you?
Well, I mean, what a long jump competition. Imagine that 3 centimeters separated gold and bronze, you know, and if you look at Ese Brume's first jump, which was the jump that won bronze eventually, she was in the gold medal position for a few rounds. And even when she lost the gold medal position, her second best jump put her back in the gold medal position on countback. So the margins are so razor thin. It was so close to Nigeria's first individual Olympic champion since Chima Junwa in 1996. But it wasn't meant to be today. But you know what? She got the bronze in Doha at the World Championships. She's got the bronze again, saving Nigeria's blushes in athletics particularly. The first athletics medal for Nigeria at the Olympics since Beijing 2008. That's about 13 years. So it's definitely a medal worth celebrating regardless of the color.
I agree with you. All right. Let me also get Kehinde Idris' thoughts. Bambo, stay with us. There's a lot to unpack tonight. Kehinde, let me come to you. How did it make you feel? I know that you were awake all night, like most of us were, and our hearts in our mouths. Yeah. But at the end of the day, medal is a medal.
Yes, at the end of the day, the sleepless nights was watered. One of the reasons why I had to stay up, Ese Brume is one of my own medal prospects. With the way she finished at Rio 2016, where she was barely exposed to so many world meets, and now she has learned over 5 years.
Experience.
She's gathered more. So I was expecting her to do this. And at Rio, aside the football men who took bronze, Ese Brume was the closest to anything that looks like a medal. So she was supposed to come in here with a lot of. And if you speak to her, listen to her, the determination, the zeal, and also she kept hugging on the fact that she had learned a lot. She had sweat on, getting a lot into herself for us to produce at this level. And she did that. And if you check, the lady who took gold, her last jump was what pushed her to that gold medal jump. So Ese Brume, even right now, she's not so sad with what had happened. As much as you feel you were so close to getting another color aside, the bronze, the bronze medal. So it gladdens my heart. The first for us, and then it opened way for another just in the course of the day. So good one for Team Nigeria, good one for Ese Brume, and I'm sure with the way she had done, another thing waits for her in the future when it comes to the Olympics.
Okay, let me come to Bambo. We want to stay on Ese Brume for a while, and this is big. It's big. We all agree that is very big. And but in terms of improvement, do you still expect more from Ese Brume, or you think she's already at her peak, or you think she can still do more?
been Nigeria's best, most consistent.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Bama, let me put you. Okay. All right, Bama, let me allow you to continue what you were saying. Yeah.
Yes, Ese Brume, she's been so consistent since 2014 at the top level for Nigeria. Commonwealth gold in 2014, Olympic 5th place in 2016. 5 years later, 3rd place. Obviously, Doha World Championship 3rd place 2 years ago. So we just have to wheel her on to get to the silver and gold eventually. And definitely, I still see definitely at least another Olympics, 2 or 3 more World Championships for Ese Brume at the top level.
Okay, I hope it turns out to be that. Again. All right, so, I promise we're going to have a robust conversation on the show tonight. Let's switch and go on to have a conversation with, of course, the caretaker chairman of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, Daniel Igali. He joins us now. Of course, very happy that we're having this conversation with him. Greetings to you, sir. Thanks for having taking our time to be with us on the show. What a day to be speaking with you after what Blessing Oborududu has achieved for Nigeria, against the backdrop of what we are beginning to hear about her nursing a knee injury, even going into Tokyo, just showing us how big the effort was as she battled her way to get silver for Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the program this morning. We are really all excited, very excited by the performances of Blessing Oborududu, especially because morale in the team here was a bit down, and because of the significance of our victory here. We have never ever won a wrestling medal at the Olympics before, so it was a major feat. It was kind of taking the monkey off our back. But she had a great tournament, wrestled very well, and I'm so happy for her.
All right, you were quoted as, let me just read what I wrote. You were quoted as saying that even if she had gotten bronze, it would have been enough for you because of the circumstances surrounding the injury and all that. How proud are you that she's been able to achieve this in spite of everything? We're also hearing that this might just be our last Olympics.
Yes, I was really happy for her because Blessing is as close as we can get to the model eye. I discovered her at an inter-house sports competition in 2006, and our elder brother didn't want her to compete. I had to go to the house to convince him to essentially hand her over to him to decline. And from then on, I can't remember any day except she was injured, that she's never ever been at practice. Added to the fact she's the team captain, added to the fact she's extremely disciplined in and outside the mat. I thought this victory couldn't have happened to a better person. Our guts, our determination, our zeal, the fact that it's like a big role model to female athletes across the country and especially to wrestling, I think it lends credence to that fact. And if you want to talk about me being proud, I am extremely proud of her. Proud because she has come a very long way. There have been very near misses. In 2007, Blessing clearly won a match, won the bronze medal at the World Championships. 7 seconds to go, was leading 2-0, and was in on a single leg. The girl was trying to take her leg off, and the shoe came off the girl's feet and was in her hand. And the referee still gave that match to the other girl, and that was how she got a bronze medal. So the one thing that was missing from her career was a medal from either the World Championships or the Olympics, and it finally came here for her. Whether she's going to retire or not is completely up to her. But I personally feel she just really put everything together now. Whether she goes to another Olympics or not, completely up to her. But I doubt she will just end it. She has the Commonwealth Games to go. She has another World Africa Games to go. And if after that she feels 4 years is too much, she may not be able to go again, and you'll understand. But we'll completely stay with her to see how the future holds for her.
All right. I must commend you guys. You have put Nigeria in a celebratory mood. I mean, the mood wasn't, just as you said, wasn't really good here, because we just seen a lot of athletes crashing out. But today, Blessing opened the door, and now we have 2 medals. And like I said, we're having a robust conversation. Let me bring another person into the conversation while I keep you on. And of course, I'll ask you a question or two and allow you go and rest, because I know you took time out to be with us tonight. Let me just go back to Bambo and ask. We've talked about, I mean, I was reading from you, I was reading some of your comments online about some rearrangement to the athletics, the 4x100 women's team, with the decimation by the disqualification and what has happened with Blessing. Is there anything left to hope for in that event, Bambo?
First of all, let me just pay my respects to Honorable Daniel Igali. I think, I think the whole nation really has a bit of gratitude to you, sir. Your story about Blessing, discovering her 15 years ago, really drives home the point that this is a long-term journey. At Making of Champions, we've trained athletes the last 5 years, and we're really just at the beginning of this journey that you started over a decade ago. So thank you very much, sir. In terms of the women's 4x1, it's a really difficult task now without Blessing Okagbare. As well as a Blessing missing out, there's 3 girls who would have made that team a medal-winning team that were also part of the 10 athletes that were disqualified. Essentially, there's only 4 or 5 girls left that can make up the team. One is a long jumper, Ese Brume. One is a hurdler, Tobia Musafon. Then you have a couple of so it's really, really difficult. And then you also have 1 sprinter left, Grayson Wokocha. So can that team still be competitive? It remains to be seen. But I think it's important that if they do run, it will just be because they want to make sure that Nigeria uses that sport and participates. Can they make it to the final? It will be very, very tough for the team to make it to the final without 4 of the registered sprinters that were meant to make up that team.
All right. Thank you for that, Mambo. Let me quickly go back to Daniel Igali and probably just ask him a question and let him go and rest. He has ended that. He has done a lot for Nigeria already. Let me ask you this, sir. 2 wrestlers still yet to compete, and one of them on the lips of everybody. I mean, forgive us, some of us didn't even expect much from Blessing. It turned out that she turns out to be a blessing. But everybody's been talking about, and also one of the other guys who will be represented. But from your own angle as their leader and as the president of the federation, what are you expecting from the remaining wrestlers?
Well, for me, I'd like everybody to have a good tournament, yeah? Our motto in training is to give 100% effort. What we'd be pleased with is 100% effort from everybody. Everybody knows that the process is what matters to us. So when we talk about medals, we have to wrestle well. So they have to do all the basics right, approach the match in the right frame of mind, and all the things that we talked about. So if they go out and wrestle the best they can, we think that we could get results. particularly with Odunayo and Dekoroye. I think she has come of age. We were looking at our draw on our part of the pool, of the 8 people on our side of the pool, and I think she's wrestled about 7 of them. And that is what we're talking about. Jimbo was talking about it. You know, you start a program ahead of time, and your aim is to give the best opportunities to your athletes. And she has wrestled out of the 18. She has probably wrestled about 12, 13 of them in our pool as we speak. So we're going in there very comfortable, knowing that there's going to be a lot of competition, but knowing that we've also prepared them enough to take any of any opposition that comes along their way. So we're very hopeful. She is very excited to get on the mat, and I hope and believe that in the form she is and in the frame of mind that I see her going into this competition, that we might just be having another person on the poster.
All right, Daniel Igali, I want to thank you for your time. And I also want to congratulate you. And on behalf of Nigerians, I want to say thank you for what you've done for wrestling. There will still be enough time to look at all of the things that you've been able to do for wrestling. So on behalf of sports-loving fans, thank you. And you've earned your rest. Go and rest. We'll have this conversation some other time.
Thank you very much. But before I go, though, I just want to say thank you to the governor of my state. Yesterday, before we went on, he called and spoke to Blessel and Atlan. Of course, you know he's been one of our biggest supporters, the government of Bayelsa State, but particularly the governor, who sometimes even comes to the mat to watch them train. If they want to go to major competitions, comes to send them off. And yesterday was very effusive in praises for her, support the Bayelsa State government as for her going forward. So I want to thank him at this very auspicious time for all the support he's given us, and that we're happy that we have not let him down. Thank you.
All right. So go and have your rest. You've earned it. All right. So that's the caretaker chairman of the Wrestling Federation of Nigeria, who really needs no introduction, Daniel Igali. All right. Kenny Idris still with me in the studio. We could be forgiven if we just talk about those 2 medals all through the show. but you know, we have a job to do. And we'll be professional about it. And so we've talked about those 2 things that happened today that are gladden our hearts, but what is still left for you
to be seen?
Team Nigeria, what can still be done?
Yes, before I go to your question, I also want to say thank you to Daniel Igali. This is when he was president of Wrestling Federation and now the chairman of the caretaker committee. I call him president coach because he gets on the mat sometimes when things are not going the way he wants, and he wrestles with the wrestler, just showing them the practical angle to everything. So I want to say thank you, and was seeing it already. Now you're talking about a prospect or expectation. Number one is Chukwuebuka Enekwechi.
Short put.
Is now in the final of the short put, which build up to Tokyo 2020 has been massive for us. It's been, you know, to every championship, and is one name that has been talked about in the short put angle. So getting to the final, anybody who gets to the final has a good chance to get, you know, on the podium. So that is one of the expectations. 2, yes, Amina Adeni lost today in wrestling, but we have the lady, like you said, everybody is talking about Dwaya Adekoro. She starts tomorrow, or we hours of, you know, the morning. And then, you know, after seeing that, maybe the male also, there could be something we'll see. I think those are the prospects left. I have my fingers really crossed on this.
All right, he has his fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see what will happen. But of course, Nigeria already in the 64th position on the medal table. I just had to say that. We'll get to it later, but I had to say that now. Let's go on a break. When we return from that break, I'll bring you my colleague Austin Okon Akpan to join in the discussion. Of course, we still have Bambo Akoni with us as we continue on this day that Nigeria has been able to get on the medal table. All right, welcome back. Let me bring in Austin Okonakwan. He's been waiting in the wings. And all right, so it's going to come up on your screen. Greetings to you, Austin. Thanks for being with us tonight. Smiles on everyone's face. Not much. Some people will say, but it means a lot to us. We were already having nightmares. We thought it was going to be like 2012. But now it's not going to be like that anymore. I'm very sure all day you've been smiling because we've been able to at least get something.
Yes, party greetings to you, Yemi, and of course our viewers. It's good to be on the show. Yes, beautiful day for Team Nigeria at the Olympics. In fact, we were smiling from yesterday when a blessing Oborududu made it to the final. And then Ese Brume, I was pumped up. Look, when you have a world lead, a jump of 7.17 meters, then person should be scared going against you at the Olympics. And you could tell that she was so close, but I'm super excited that she got on the podium. She deserves nothing than being on that podium. Ese Brume has got a fantastic year. She's worked so hard, and I'm happy that she made it to the podium. For blessing Oborududu, I was telling someone that was asking me about wrestling, I think in the last 9 years of my journalism career, I've dedicated so much time to wrestling than any other sport. So I know the sort of work that Daniel Igali and the Federation and the wrestlers have put into the sport in these last 9 years. When Blessing Oborududu and our colleagues Oduanya Adekroye, Aminata Deni lost out at Rio 2016, I was at the Athletes Village to talk to them. They were so gutted. They were angry. They didn't want to talk to me because they wanted to get something out of the Rio 2016 Olympics. And Oduanya Adekroye told me that they will tell a different story at Tokyo 2020. What I love about this Blessing silver medal is because it has taken pressure off Oduanya Adekroye. She will go out there and do her thing. Aminata Deni was unfortunate today. She's a champ in her own right. Respect to her, but this is sport where anything can happen. But at the end of the day, we're happy that there's a silver and bronze medal for Team Nigeria after today.
All right. All right. So that's it. Let me go to Bambo. Probably this question will be pattern short on the show. Bambo, I want to get your thoughts on Elaine Thompson and what she's been able to do, how she's been able to do the double-double. Usain Bolt did the triple, but she's been able to do the double-double. I didn't see it happening because at some point she was off the radar and she came back. Then at some point, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was, the one everybody was talking about, but she did it. She's made history. And what else can we say about her?
It's amazing what Elaine Thompson-Herah has done. She, her last global title was at the Olympics 5 years ago in Rio. So she's had a long road back from injuries. The double never really seemed on until the Olympics, because even at the Jamaican trials, I believe Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was ahead. So it's historic. Right now, the only person that Elaine Thompson is chasing is Usain Bolt, because she'll be looking at Paris 2024, just 3 years away, and thinking, you know what, I could do a triple-double. So it's really exciting. Fastest woman alive, second fastest ever. In both the 100 and the 200 now. And one must start wondering how close can she get to either of those world records. That would be really interesting to see.
All right, quickly before I let you go, do you see her in the next 3 years still running? She's 29 now. With what we've seen with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the legs not obeying the commands anymore, you think she'll still be a force in Paris?
Oh, certainly. I mean, she'll still be 32 in Paris. Shelly-Ann is already 34, I believe. So I don't think anything is going to, injuries permitting. Hopefully she doesn't get any more. But I don't see anything stopping Elaine Thompson for thinking about doing a triple-double and maybe retaining both titles again. That would be Usain Bolt level,
All right. Bambakon, I want to thank you for your time. Always refreshing hearing your voice and getting your thoughts on athletics. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Thank you very much. And what about that world record in the 400-meter hurdles? Wasn't that incredible?
Yeah, as well.
45. Incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, very, very. All right. Thank you very much, Bambo, for your time on the show. All right, let me go back to Kehinde Idris. And before we talk about the medal table, Bambo said it, and I agree with him. She was off somehow, Elaine Thompson. Maybe if we had the Olympics last year, maybe she wouldn't do this double.
Probably. She started believing the moment the Olympic was postponed. Started seeing herself, okay, I still have months to gather myself and, you know, get to that gear where I can now just go for what. And then build up to the Olympics, late 2020, then early 2021, middle 2021, before the Olympics. From Jamaica, it was all about Shirley and Fraser Price. The way she came back after childbirth and all of that, started winning everything.
Even when Usain Bolt was asked about who he thinks,
yes,
he didn't talk about the guys. He said there's nobody there. Jamaica has failed with the guys. But when he was asked about the ladies, he didn't even mention Elaine Thompson.
Yes.
He talked about Shirley and Fraser. So it just shows that all of us, we didn't see this coming.
So when you see her reaction to the double goal she got at Tokyo 2020, you should understand where she's coming from. And that is what makes this medals always very sweet. It comes from, you know, that angle where it's been dark, it's been torrid, it's been tough, and then you have to pull off from there. And you're on the podium. You know, gone through all of that. Like Bambo said, the last time she won anything world, global, was at last Olympics, and that was 5 years ago. How can you not do anything special in the space of 5 years, and then you come to another Olympics and do the double? I think her story is very inspiring, it goes, you know, way deep. Really good one.
We must also talk about the teenage Namibian Phoenix second, and we should talk about and the American. They celebrated as if I mean, as if the world was going to come to an end. Let me get Austin's thoughts about Elaine Thompson before we talk about football. Austin, I know you're a big fan of Elaine Thompson. All of us are, but I mean, she wasn't in the news for a couple of years, and you could be forgiven if you thought, well, Shirley Ann Fraser-Price was here to take the 100 and the 200.
That's a clear testament that class is permanent, you know. And the moment she got into her element from the semis, I said, look, it will be difficult to stop her. What a story. And she's a testament of her starting early. And you can see that's why she's enjoying this sort of longevity that she's enjoying. And with women athletics lately, you know, you just close your eye and someone else is coming up, and that's why Americans are gutted, and some of them are saying that, oh, the fact that Shari couldn't make it to the Olympics, that's why Elaine jumped on the title. But no, nothing can touch the quality of the Jamaicans when it comes to the sprint. So I'm super excited for her, and I just hope that she'll motivate the young guys coming. Makes me also feel bad that Blessing Akagbare is into the mix of things. But let me find a way to put in Nigeria into that. I just hope that the performance of Elaine will motivate persons like Grace Nwokocha, who has been fantastic at this Olympics. Look, when you're making your debut at the Olympics and you're performing the way Grace, Enoch Adegoke, Richelle, Shakira, they've done, the future looks good for this country. That's why I'm not so sad about how things have done for us. But yes, bottom line, let's learn from those who are masters in this thing.
All right. We're about to cross the finish line on this segment, and we're about to do something that gladdens my heart. I've been doing it for a while. I've not been happy doing it, but I'm doing it tonight. I'm very happy. You can see the smile on my face, and it's refreshing that when you're talking about teams, countries on the medal table, I'll be able to mention Nigeria. So let's go straight and take a look at the medal table. And of course, it doesn't matter who is on top, but all that matters is that Nigeria is on that table. It doesn't matter if it's also 64. I really don't care much about that. But there you have it, medal table for you. China leads. After day 11 of sporting action at the Olympics. You have China with 32 gold medals, 21 silver, 16 bronze, a total of 69, followed closely by the United States, 24, 28, 21, total 73, and also in third position hosts Japan, 19, 6, 11, 36. Australia in the 4th position, followed by the Russian Olympic Committee. As far as the IOC is concerned, to me, it looks like a joke because we thought they were going to compete under the Olympic.
It's a joke.
It's a joke because as far as Putin and all Russia is concerned,
Russians are winning.
You can call them Russian Olympic Committee. Is still Russia. All right, let's not dwell on that.
Double standard for me, really.
Let's just talk about this one. Nigeria in that 64th position, a silver and a bronze.
Yes.
And we're number 2. We're sharing this 64th position with about 3 or 4 countries. Yeah. But it really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
We've been able to.
You say the medal table. With China, USA, 32 gold, 24 gold for USA. One of the surprising things, at this time, it would have been probably USA, if behind, they will be so close, or right at the top, because this is where they rack up a lot of medals, talking about track and field. But it's so surprising. Come this year, Tokyo 2020, I don't know if it's the pandemic, I don't know whatever, but they are having to be comfortable with bronzes and also
in
silver
areas
medals.
Where they will have claimed it.
They would have done gold.
Gymnastics is an example. You know what happened with Simone Biles is an example.
A lot. You know. And China just went for the jugular, going for gold, and they are really getting it. Fantastic. But the beautiful story is Nigeria right there. And now, as of this morning, after Ese Brume, we were right there in 76. And after Oborududu got the silver, we moved up to 64. Now, the 64 is in the beauty. Egypt were leading us for days. And just one medal changed the whole thing. And look at where Egypt are finding themselves, very low. So just one day has changed a lot of story for Team Nigeria.
I know you expect us to, not be biased, be professional, not let emotions. But sometimes we're allowed to do that. Let the emotions
every country is doing the biased thing for their country right now.
We are Nigerians. Let me go to Austin. Let me go to Austin. Maybe Austin will be without emotions and just talk about it. We're very happy. I'm a little bit disappointed with the way I thought Russia wasn't going to get the glory for whatever their athletes are doing, but it appears they're getting the glory, and so they're smiling. Nothing really as there was a slap on the wrist for the Russians. But let's dwell on Nigeria, 64th position, a bronze and a medal, after us going through what was on our minds. We're already thinking about 2012. I didn't want it to happen. Now, at least, it didn't happen.
But then we must take the lessons from this, and then again it goes to tell you that we have athletes who are dedicated, who are committed to putting this country on the map. Who, whenever they wear the green, white, green colors, they just want to represent the country despite harsh conditions, But I'm happy we have a silver and a bronze. It doesn't mean that everything is well with our sports now. Because this is what happens whenever we win. Everybody just thinks that everything is fine. No, there's still a lot of work to be done, particularly with the prospects that we've seen from these Olympics. I'm also glad that Chukwuebuka Enekweche made it to the final in the shot put event. Let's see what he can do in that final. Oduanyo Adekroye will start competing from tomorrow. And not to forget, we also still have Adijat, the youngster, and of course, and the male wrestler. So wrestling can, give us more reasons to smile. But it's this Olympics has once again told us that what are the things we need to do to make our sports admirable, because we have ticked that we have the talent. So now that we have talent, we must build systems, and it's very, very important that we build systems that will last for a long time. So good luck to our guys that will compete tomorrow. That's him right there, Keme. He's been talking tough before he went to the Olympics. I've been the only guy. He wants to make a difference. He's not going there to just go and look at faces. So I really just hope that he does something. Oduanyo Adekroye, pressure is off her now. That Blessing has won a medal. Let's see what she can do in a category. For Ayomide Bello and the Keno Sprints, I've said, look, these are the sort of sport that you don't expect to win. Let it be the springboard for more development. The badminton players when they come back, let them bring back lessons that will make them get better. Federation, work with the ministry. I'm glad that the ministry, they're right there in Tokyo and seeing everything that is going on. Let's build systems, structures that will last for a long time. Not that when we go to every Olympics, we'll be praying and fasting for when we win medals. And when we win medals,
we'll celebrate.
Everything is fine. There's a lot of work to be done.
All right. All right, all right. I agree with you. There's no way to sugarcoat what we've been going through. There's no way to downplay the rot in the system. There's really no. But then, what has happened today is a silver lining. So go smile. Then tomorrow we'll remember our problems again and go back to it. But for today, let us smile. That's the most important thing. And that's a good place to leave it. Let's end the Olympic segment right there. We'll pause, gather our thoughts. We'll come back to discuss some other issues not related to the Olympics. All right. We're going to spend a few minutes we have left on the show to talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. I'm very sure somebody will say, well, we already have a winner. Well, yeah. There's still, a fixture, one week of football left, and we need to talk about it. And, of course, importantly, there are, there are places there are things to be decided. Yeah, teams that would go into relegation and teams that will pick up their sports. So it's important. Let's take a look at the results from match day 37 first. Then we'll talk. So let's take a look at this one. And because of this, we have a winner. And so, Aqua United beating MFM, Kosna United beating Abia Warriors, Plateau United. I mean, these are the results. I don't want us to dwell too much on this, but I'm very sure you weren't expecting anything different.
From the winner?
Yes, that the winner was going to emerge, especially since they were playing at home.
Yes, I wasn't expecting anything different. I wasn't even expecting such win. I think that was the big surprise for me. The 5-2 win. I thought it was going to be a 0-0, 1-1, where they would still get to leave the trophy on that day. But they had to just finish strongly. They had to remind everybody why they are champions. And a fantastic day to score loads of goals. And look at the goal scorer also, highest goal scorer, golden boot, also in contention. Yes, as much as there's Silas in Nasarawa, there's also a player in Aqua United. And it goes on like that. So they still have one more match to play, and they still have one more space to give to their, player to have a chance. Then other teams, I think the continental spot is where the war sits, and then a relegation battle.
Yeah, but I think we should enjoy these pictures. It's important. A fitting game to decide the outcome of the season. And I do agree with you. What a day to lace up your boot and score goals.
Yes.
And not think that
the entire state was there. Your entire fan were waiting.
Not think that all we need is a draw. No, the fans who shouldn't be there in the first place, because that must be said.
There is a 30% allowance. The minister pronounced 30%.
Well,
with the crowd we saw, that was way more than 30.
Exactly, because if you want to go at it that way, we can go on and on.
We can go on and on.
But,
exactly.
I'm very happy. Loads of goals were scored. Was a fitting game.
It was
to decide how the season ended.
And Aqua did something beautiful. This is why I see in Europe, Asia, and all of that. They wore the jersey that is to be worn next season. This is how you do your unveiling. The jerseys, the fans get to see it in the final match or 2 matches to go. They get to like it. During the break, you pick up your jerseys and wait for the next season. And this jersey is jersey for next season, talking about global standard. Yeah,
talking about global standards, and the fans will definitely go to the stores and want to pick this. You don't need to scream about it. This is the best way to
do that.
To advertise.
Simply.
To advertise it.
Simply.
And so it's very, very interesting to see all of these things happening. Let me also get Austin's thoughts. Not that I don't know what he's going to say, but it will be fair to get his thoughts. Beautiful pictures.
Maybe you should tell him to do 450 words.
Beautiful pictures, Austin. What a fitting way to put your hands on the trophy.
I know, Yemi, I can't even explain the way I feel about everything that has happened in the Nigeria professional football league this season, from Aqua United story to Nasarawa United to even some of the teams that are fighting to avoid the drop. We've shown once again that we've got a very competitive league. And on this day, it's match day 37. Aqua United needed to win to put caps on a very fantastic season that they've made for themselves. And what a way to show us that Nigerian league football is entertaining. 5-2, we got a 7-goal thriller. Achasa Shimene with a hat-trick. Mfonudo played fantastic football. Everybody came out happy to win a maiden title. I just hope that we get to see, some intent when they get to play on the continent. Right after the match, Coach Kennedy Boboye says attention has shifted to a continental assignment, and I think that's the sort of mood they need to get into now. The governor has promised that he's going to empower them to do well on the continent. I think that's very, very important. But look, the moment Aqua United went 18 games unbeaten, I said to people who were following the league that it would be a very sad story if they don't go on to win the league. And what a way to do it. Congratulations, worthy champions. And I just hope that they continue to, play admirable football.
Yeah, we all hope so too. We need to go on a break, Austin. And, of course, when we return from that break, we'll spend a few minutes we have left to take a look at some of the other things that are still up for grabs in this season. But let's go on a break now. We'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
Daily news reports from different parts of the country. On News Across Nigeria, we highlight issues in your communities and keep tabs on the government promises of better healthcare, education, infrastructure, security, and other dividends of democracy. Watch News Across Nigeria live at 3 p.m. every day.
All right. I think it's only fair that we take some reactions. Austin already hinted about Coach Kennedy Boboye already looking ahead to the next season. And that's the way to go, really. What is done is done. You've won the league. And start thinking about the next thing ahead of you. So let's just take some reactions from what transpired after Aqua United won the title and plans for next season.
I came and met some new young players that don't know my formation, and it will take time. As soon as we start getting ourselves, we got into like about 18 matches unbeaten. That shows that we started knowing what we want, and that was when we started thinking of this year. It's possible for us to win it if we keep the momentum. It's just for me to work hard because I think I've seen it in the league. My next target is to be thinking of the continental tournaments that we'll be facing. It's not just to qualify or to win the league, and when you get to the continent, you just go in and come out. Let's play and get to a remarkable stage, playing in the finals, semi-finals. I think that should be my utmost task that I should be thinking of now.
Football is about consistency, and today I'm proud, I'm honored to say that I'm consistent. I'm so happy for everything that happened, and I appreciate my teammates, the coaches for giving me the opportunity and also believing in me. So for those that said what they said, well, this is where we are. Success all the way. We done and dusted with the league. Up next is the Champions League. We are not sleeping. We're not going to bed. We're actually going to work because I think the Continental is going to be more difficult than this. So we're going to put everything that we have in our arsenal to make sure that we don't disappoint the fans because they're expecting so much from us.
All right, listen to Kennedy Boboye and Mfonudo. Hold Walls still has a lot of goals in his boots. Let me go to Austin. We're preparing to wrap things up on the show. Before we take a look at the league table after match day 37, probably he was listening to you and he knows the fans are happy that you have won the league, but the fans want more than that. A credible showing on the continent. And what has happened with all our teams in the last 5-6 years is that they get to the Champions League, crash out of that, go into the CAF Confederation Cup, probably gets into the group phase, and it all ends. And so the fans wouldn't want that, I'm very sure.
I know. I mean, and I'm glad Kennedy Boboye knows. He went on to say that he knows his plans, he has his ambition, but he needs to sit down with the club management and know what they also want contesting on the continent. Look, in the last 7 years, I think we've struggled on the continent as a testament of some of the structures that we've not put in place in our football. It goes to show that some of the players are not happy. You know, infrastructure also a problem. You see, that's why I say what I say all the time. The fact that you win by chance doesn't mean that everything is fine. But for Aqua United, they've played good football this season. They have a manager who is intelligent, who understands winning. This is the second time he's winning the league title with a different team. So he knows what he wants from the continent because he has experienced it. So they must do the right things. You must empower your players. You must bolster the squad if you have to. You must buy quality players. You must put certain measures in place that will, you know, keep winning going. So it's very, very important that they do all of that as they prepare to represent Nigeria on the continent.
All right, so before we go, let's take a look at the table now. After match day 37, let's see what it looks like. We get one or two comments from Kane Idris and Austin before we wrap things up. But let's quickly take a look at, of course, we already know who the champions are. Aqua United are the champions, closely followed by Nasarawa United, Pillars, Rivers United, and Enyimba. And what's on offer? It's the ticket on the continent. But what can one game change? What can one game change?
Everything.
Who can benefit? What are the ones that can benefit from just that one game?
Everything. I think joining Aqua United, the only team that looks slightly comfortable is Nasarawa United. Not because they are so comfortable, but for the points accrued and then plus 19 goal difference right there. Looking at Kano Pillars, 64 points, Rivers 63 points, Enyimba 63 points, Kwara 62 points. So you get a draw in your final game. You're sure.
Okay, because of time, okay, make your pick. At least you're going to pick one.
I think I will go with Nasarawa United, joining Aqua. And then the
Aba Elephants.
Kano Pillars.
Oh, okay. The drop.
There is a feeling in me that Kwara can sneak in.
Okay. The drop. The drop. I think we already have two settled already.
Yes. So. FC Ifeanyi already.
And another one United. So
I think Warri Wolves looks confirmed, and then
quickly had that there's nothing personal. Quickly had that there's nothing personal. Oh, okay.
There's nothing personal. Warri Wolves, and then there's something in me saying Jigawa Golden Stars still going down.
Okay. All right. Austin, let me allow you to do this in less than 30 seconds. Take your pick. We do this all week. And so before I let you go, joining Aqua United and the other team, we will go for the Confederation Cup, waiting for whoever wins the ITO, and your two candidates that will join the others that have gone down. I need that in 20 seconds.
Okay, quickly, for Nasarawa United, they've had a good season, so it would be good to cap it up on a final day and then seal their place on the continent. I think they can actually do that. They've been fantastic in Lafia and they're playing at home. It will be tough for Kano Pillars going to Heartland. Let's see if they can show some character, win that one and stay where they are. Rivers United also, this is going to be difficult. Enyimba is also going away. So I think Kwara United, if Kwara United wins their last game, it will mean they went all season without losing a game at home. And that's very, very laudable. So they might just, you know, shock somebody on that top six spot and then pick a place on the continent. They've had a good season too. For the drop, Warri Wolves are going away to FC Ifeanyi. FC Ifeanyi, they are relegated. So if Warri Wolves do what they can do, they might just survive. Sunshine Stars. Yeah, I mean, I warned you the last time not to do this to me because I know the way some people were speaking. Let football give you the next two that we relegate. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll give you a pass on that. We'll move on. All right, Austin, I want to thank you for your time on the show today. Hopefully, we'll do this again later in the week.
Always a delight. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Kennedy Idris, I want to thank you as well. For us, the conversation never ends. Take it out of the studio. But I want to thank you for your time.
It's always good to be here.
All right. I want to say thank you to you as well for allowing us into your living rooms without knocking. It's a privilege we will never take for granted. Thank you for today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you on the Triple Cause of Money spinning world of sport. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.